Let's do this.
Hi. So, this is one where I am set for disappointment. I have had so many people over almost the last year tell me, have you had Pistachio Cream Ale from Indeed? Well, it's always sold out. Sold out, sold out, sold out, 5.5%. So, me and Miles got done adding the next layer of mods to the
Emacs?
to Vivian, and we decided to take a short little ride just down the street to Super One Liquor, and they were all sold out. But the guy, all apologetic, said, you know, our store up in Pike Lake, Minnesota has some. Oh, that's too bad.
And it was really nice up in Pike Lake.
Oh my God, a completely different world. It sucks ass down here. It's 74 and sunny up over the hill.
It's like, what, 64 and foggy?
It's at least. I don't know what yours is saying, but mine's saying drink me. Cheers.
Honestly, I taste pistachios.
That's weird. You know what? Don't you love people that go, hey, have you tried the pistachio ale? Yeah, I didn't like it. What didn't you like about it? Tasted like pistachios.
Oh really? Really? It didn't say Pistachio Cream Ale on the can. And you're like, this is going to taste like balls or something. Balls.
I have something for you to try.
It better not taste like balls.
Let's just go full. Let's go full salty shellback on
Fuck
this.
yeah! Hitler stash, freaking.
Now don't eat it.
Really takes the mustache?
And no, I do not have. Does yours have a little butthole?
My butthole's covered by chocolate.
See,
because I don't wipe well enough.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. Okay. Saturate to your level of happiness.
I need something to poke a hole in this. If Matt was here, we'd have something nice and tiny. Craftsman. Hello. Cheers.
Discovered this yesterday. The cognac really, this is Mrs. Nyhap approved, by the way. If she was here, she'd be all over this. She'd be going, Eric, good job.
Where did you fucking find this?
I put it in a Twinkie yesterday. But this is like some kind of, like if we were in France, we'd be selling these for $1,000 a piece right now.
Hang on. Does this qualify as a does it mix segment?
I think so.
Fuck yeah, it mixes. Now, do you have any amaretto? I know you did.
Mm-hmm.
And you just came up with this out of the blue, Eric.
Uh-huh.
God, man.
Isn't that damn good?
punching a hole in it though.
I bet you do. You clean your shaft? God. You keep that. That's okay. I got more. I got more of those.
That's all it takes to get your Craftsman screwdrivers from it.
So he opens up the drawer and licks the $65 Snap-on.
I'll deep throw that shit if I get to take one. Alright, so
That's probably going to be goddamn good too.
mm-hmm. Has Christine tried this yet?
Where are my skis?
Wasn't he outside?
No.
Has she tried this yet?
No. Gotta have a beer. Actually, are you up to trusting me on something?
No.
Yes.
I'm not.
You have to try this.
What is it?
Come here.
It looks gross.
It's magical.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Here we go. It looks gross. I don't want it.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. What the hell is that?
Just hang on.
I don't want it. I'm telling you no. All I want is the damn keys to this car. I don't want that. I'm not gonna have that.
Just one little bite.
No, I'm not gonna have that. I don't want that. It looks gross.
When I die, do you want the Kimber?
I'm getting it either way. I'm not eating your gross thing.
It's not.
It looks gross. I don't want it. Oh, yeah. Yuck. Ugh. No. Yuck.
I think I got the winner part. Look the winner part.
Budget ice cold. Yeah, gross. I wouldn't like that without the alcohol. Are you kidding me? Yuck.
Okay, before you walk away, you have to have a third opinion on that. By the way, Jordan is going to be pissed that you didn't, like, walk in.
What are you talking about?
Jordan, he's in love with you.
No, whatever.
He wants Eric's daughter. So, made a deal. Trade you for a race boat and a box of 45. Where are you going? Do you want me to text him and tell him that? Okay.
Holy shit. That. You know what, Eric? We fucked up. You know why?
Sam is looking for your keys.
We didn't get more of those while we were out.
Those?
Those.
I think the last thing I need is more of those.
No, I need more of those. Bring a couple of those home to the wife and loosen her up a bit. She says she gets snaky when she drinks, though.
I'd be like, prove it. Well, it depends on what it is. I can tell you I have a completely different personality trait. Like, say, tequila versus vodka. I'm not going to tell you which one gets which response. McLean would just get, you know, a hard on.
Yeah.
Let's see, Harmarsh missed the club saying cheers. Smile Money said he just got his heart notification. First in is Agent Chaos. Shit, I'm early again, Whiskey. Harmarsh says, you're first. Then Zippy says, what's up? Have you bought your leather jacket and assless chaps yet?
He got Matt's leather jacket and says Lazy Boy on it, I think.
I appreciate that Matt gave me a jacket to wear because my leather jacket bit the dust a long time ago. And I just can't afford to, you know, it'd be nice. You know how awesome it would be to go get like a black and red Yamaha leather jacket like your Harley?
Yep. Well, this one of two. I said when I bought a Harley, I wasn't going to become a Harley clothes bag. But, ladies and gentlemen, I became a Harley clothes bag when I bought a Harley. I think it's a, like, latent homosexuality.
Somehow I can't argue.
Yeah, it's alright. The wife and I have matching jackets.
Which maybe I should, considering we spend long, lofty hours together in the garage. Today's project, I fucking think that looks killer with those handlebars on there.
It looks and sitting on it, I haven't ridden it yet. I'm not riding it today either.
It is a completely different bike when you ride it. Like you said, the handlebars, because of that angle,
felt like it tucked them in like this.
They felt like you're doing that.
You're trying to, and now it rides your shoulders forwards, your arms are out straight. It's a proper riding position on that bike.
Again, I can sit on that seat just like with the gun. And I told Matt this. I said, when you put the scope on, you should hold the gun like you're holding it naturally and open your eyes. That's where your eye relief is.
And what did Matt tell you in return? Did he go into a 30-minute diatribe about how he was fucking...
Well, it depends on if it was beer number 4 or beer number 6.
So, do we get like 5 minutes per beer additional fucking conversation?
So, the way Vivian is right now, close my eyes, sitting on the seat, just drop my hands and they fall right... I personally think it would have been a bad choice now to go with the broomsticks.
It would have pushed it too far forwards. You would have to have gone a lot wider.
With these ones, just have a very subtle rake back, but it changes every... I mean, look, what's more natural for you to hold a... Never mind, I'm not even going to hold my hands in a cockish position and then ask what's more natural.
The Harley, I'd ride it like this. The Goldwing, it's almost... They're almost at like a 30-degree angle to each other. Or they're really angled. They come back like that.
Okay, here's the most important part about this modification.
It worked.
Nothing broke. Everything came apart. The only thing that we had to do...
the headlight fucking worked the whole ride.
And the headlight was working now.
The whole ride.
And the only thing that we had to do was rotate the brake line
and the clutch
line and the hydraulic lines. We had to rotate them out of the way from hitting the handlebars.
That was the only real thing. And when we broke them loose, we didn't even get any wet out of the banjo fittings. So I can't see any air having gotten in there if no wet came out.
Yeah, I don't know. Both the clutch and the brake feel like they did. And on this ride, because we literally racked another almost 40 miles on in search of beer, I found out 2 more things about the bike that work. The "you're almost out of fuel" light came on, and the electric servo switching from the main...
just a little more fuel when you flip the switch.
Yeah, flip the switch and an electric servo moves you to the reserve portion of the gas tank. And I don't care what anyone says, that is not a 5.5 gallon gas tank. That is a 3.5 gallon gas tank. Because I was into the reserve and I just put... Well, there's no way there's a gallon and a half of reserve.
Yes, there is.
Is there?
I could see that because they don't want you to be down at like half a gallon. Be like, fuck, I can ride for another fucking 60 miles.
I guess that's true.
When that comes on, they want you to be able to ride for a while in case you're running out of gas.
Okay, so there's a gallon and a half of reserve, and there's 3.5. There's
3 gallons of
what did I say?
primary.
I put 3.5 in. 3.5 of primary,
and a gallon of reserve,
and a gallon.
Wait, does it say it's 5.5 gallons?
Yeah, so 2 gallons of reserve.
2 gallons reserve, and each bike's can be a little different.
The only way to truly know would be if we went riding together and you had like my jerry can in your trunk, and we just drove until it ran completely out of fuel, and then put a splash in it, went to a gas station and filled it. Hey, supposedly it's a 5.5 gallon tank.
Yeah, supposedly.
But my range is supposed to be 150 miles. I just did 110.
Yeah, well, you probably on a complete tank, you probably would have gotten 135, 140 miles. But
Also driven like a...
when you pass me at 53 in Levake Road, like a bat out of hell, I'm like, fuck, it's all I can do to just keep you in sight. And I'm like, fuck, he did it to me. He planned it, and he executed it.
Miles was quite a bit ahead of me and was at a complete stop at the stoplight.
And he went, pew!
I was a block away, and I was watching the light stage just like a launch. And when I was roughly 3 bikes behind you, I was in first gear, the light turned green. I was still rolling at 20 miles an hour, and I floored it.
If I'd been rolling at 20 miles an hour and I'd had it in first, it would have been a lot different story if I'd been expecting it.
Yeah.
Still pretty cool to get past like a bat out of hell by a bike that sounds like a fucking dragster.
Wonder at the people that were stopped on this side.
Let's hope they were wearing their brown pants.
Because that thing is not quiet.
No.
Oh, and I'm telling you though, Wade, don't listen to this part. I was in a straight line, Wade. I'm not pushing the bike hard in turns until I replace the front tire. But in a straight line,
From what I understand, you should not really be pushing that bike in any corner. That particular bike, it is not a cornering bike.
You know what's weird though? I found some. They used to race. They used to have a competition that was nothing but VMAXs. Like, you see these guys just hanging off these bikes, going through the. And I'm telling you, like to. Oh, that's right. I would have been in a twisty. Ignore this part, Wade. When you shift your body weight to the side and actually ride it aggressively, it does. And I tell you, I thought it was bullshit. When I read a guy in a forum, he said, you put the drag bars on here, and he goes, it's one of the bigger performance handling things you can do. And I'm like, can't be that big, but it really does. It makes the bike a lot more stable. And they actually say it can get rid of a lot more of the VMAX wobble, when you take your hands off the bars part. Why would you take your hands off the bars part? I don't know. They also say if you put that S tire,
Shinko.
If you put the Shinko is the one that almost completely eliminates the VMAX wobble. Of course, if it completely, why would the stealing?
That tells me it's a steering geometry issue almost.
Mm-hmm.
And no tire, no handlebars. It would mean changing the triple trees, or the position of the where the front tire mounts on the forks, or changing the angle of the steering head. That would change that. And
but you know what? It never did it one time on Wear Out Today.
Nope. Has it done it to you yet?
Oh yeah.
Comments.
Yeah,
we're on a truncated time.
We got two. Harmarsh says, Brew Bummy. Harmarsh. Agent Chaos says, if you drink enough, it's no one cares how it's spelled. Oh, by the way, he called us on a whiskey shot.
Wait a second. Not exactly whiskey, but we're out of fucking. We're out of Intamin's minis, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
See, now he is in the back row, so he's in the whiskey, not whiskey.
We need to make you a shelf for that. I mean, not that the armorer's rack isn't good.
I'm going back to this. This was actually pretty good yesterday.
Now, this was the point of coming over here today. Unfortunately, Christine needs a little help with her
being able to have a show tonight.
Yep. That's.
Well, as long as we don't spend all day doing this.
Is Matt here? And this one is for
Agent Chaos.
Agent Chaos. Thank you, Agent Chaos.
And then he says, wait, did you just say you live up there, I live down here, and we don't get to get enough time together to touch tips? Yeah, I might have actually. I might have actually said that.
Oh. Wow.
There's something in the air today because I woke up this morning with having an allergy attack. I know I personally get it much worse in the fall than the spring.
See, I wake up in the morning, I spend the first 15 minutes of the day hacking shit up because of my lungs.
Clyde says, fourth whiskey and revolution for all.
Are we doing that?
Then Cobra says, aloha! I used to go to school with a girl named Aloha. Did you ever have a person where, like, everybody picked on one girl or one boy, and then later in life you said, what movie was that? Is that...
I look at it this way. I was picked on a lot in high school. Yeah, you guys... Somebody's going to comment, obviously. I beat you to it. But I realize now that if I ever met any of those people that maybe I wasn't the best to in life, I would treat them a whole shit ton different today. I don't care who was around. I would treat them a lot different and with a lot more respect after what I've experienced in life after I grew up.
It's an Adam Sandler movie. He calls and he's like, hey, you remember me? We went to school together. I think so. He's like, well, I'm just calling to say that back in high school, I was a dick and I treated you terrible. And I just wanted to say I'm sorry. And he was like, oh yeah, it's no big deal. Thanks for calling though. I think it was Steve Buscemi's character. He hangs up the phone and turns and there's a calendar that says people I'm going to kill before I die, and he scratches that guy's name off the list. So he had held a grudge since high school.
Yeah.
But no, I went to school with a girl through from junior high all the way through high school, and her name was Aloha, and her family must have had like no money. I don't know if this girl bathed once a week. She had hair that looked like a bird's nest, and her clothes always looked like shit. Like today you go, is this some kind of social experiment? And everybody, and of course I would be amongst the everybody, that fell in line, one person's an asshole, so you got that herd immunity thing for being assholes.
Herd mentality.
And and to this day I wonder whatever happened to her. She's probably driving a Mercedes Gullwing right now, looks absolutely stunning and owns her own business, and she's got a list, people I'm gonna kill before I die.
Yeah, we would think that, but it's the end of the day. I think it's more that if you think about that now, think about how you treat people in general, and don't treat people like that anymore, and that may make you feel better about how you treated people in the past, because you can't go back and change how you treated people in the past, but you can change how you treat people from here going forward.
All I have is a question for you. I'm a redhead. How do you think I was treated in school?
Without a soul.
It was like, and the thing is I had guys that were, always picking fights. I'm always fucking defending myself. I'm always in the truant's office with this person, and they're like, it takes two people. Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't lift a hand. I got punched in the face. Yeah, it takes two people. You're a brainiac. then you get then I end up still in detention because I basically tell the teacher they're a fucking piece of shit and maybe they need to open their eyes. But that's okay. Whiskey, Clyde. Then Harmar says, Bro me, have you ever have drank a Sneaky Pete? A Sneaky Pete is a beer in a 3.5 foot glass that has a ball on the bottom filled with wine.
3.5 feet of beer? No. And then wine?
What's the ball made out of? I mean, is it made to break when it...
Yeah, that would be real great. You're taking your drink, slamming a beer, and you get hit in the face with a fucking glass ball of wine that shatters when it falls down 3.5 feet and hits you in the face. That sounds like a fucked up John.
Matt Davis says, V Max. Well, yeah, Matt, I have to say that it's much more awesome today than it was yesterday, and yesterday it was really awesome. Not to mention on our little ride, we're on many stretches of 55, 65.
I hit 70 on a lot of places. I should have only been doing 45, 40.
I tell ya, if you think a VMAX pulls like a son of a bitch, get to 8,000 RPMs or higher when the whole V-boost thing comes alive. I want to say at that speed, that front tire probably, even with me leaning forward, is probably still not touching the ground. God damn it. I tell you, the air temperature, especially when we're coming up Midway Road, must have just been just what what she loved. Because
the right temperature, right humidity.
God, it was just pulling like a frickin' freight train. Whoo doggy. Woof. This is the part where Miles goes, you go help Christine, and you hand me the brats, I'll get the grill going.
I would get the grill going.
Poco Loco says the mag release is a Gen 5 Glock. That I do not have yet. Poco, you're not supposed to hold the foregrip like that. You put a couple fingers on the handguard and 2 on the foregrip. Now, you say that, Poco Loco, yet I have never seen anybody positioning their hand on on that grip this way. Every video I've ever seen, every person that I have ever watched shoots it like this. If what you're saying is you're doing this with it, what is the point of that?
No. Here, can you grab a rifle with a foregrip on it, or one we can put this one on? I understand what he's saying.
No, I don't.
So
I don't have anything that I have to do this first, and this would be a little bit of work.
So I'm going to grab the rubber duck here. Because when I was in Iraq, we had one guy that actually didn't use a foregrip. He did this. He took and he put his hand like, now this is a little smaller than the regular, but he would do this. And he would, like this, he would put 2 or 3 fingers here against the magazine well in the magazine. Or if he had a foregrip, he'd bring it out here and he'd do the same thing where he had one finger going along the length of it.
Well, I'm just saying, you may have seen that. I could bring up video after video after video after video on YouTube, and people are doing this. I have never seen a single person do that. Not
you know
one.
What?
Not a single person, ever.
I just don't like the idea of grabbing that thing like a fucking, like you're jerking off with your left hand.
No, and you have no control.
You're just, the only thing you've got control of is your grip hand, and the tighter your grip hand is, the more strain you put on it, the more you're going to do this. If you just have it open, and you're just pulling backwards on it, just ever so gently to pull it into your shoulder, personally, I like that better. Just from personal experience.
Well, the only reason that I haven't tossed it in a box of stuff to do in a
What is
giveaway.
this, a foregrip for midgets?
Well, yeah. It's also the shortest one I've ever seen. That foregrip was owned by Mr. Holster.
That's not what my wife said.
So, Poco Local's heart was in the right place. He thought I should put Mr. Holster's foregrip on the same gun that has Justin's stock. So I have two people that I care about and loved and got the chance to spend time with, and he thought if they were both on the same rifle, that would be a win-win. The problem is I hate vertical foregrips. And him acting like he's speaking fucking God's truth right now. Poco, I've never seen it done that way. I've never seen it done one time that way. Doesn't mean it's wrong. It means everybody that I know that I've seen shooting the foregrip, you know, Steve, you're gonna have to tell me. I'm seeing the scan lines going up on the monitor, but I'm not seeing it going up on the video. That's weird.
No, they're going up. They're going up on here too. They're just a lot less obvious because of the small screen.
But I mean, do you only see it on? Is it happening isolated on? See, now it's not happening at all.
I think it's also the picture as well.
Well, it could be the refresh rate on this versus. But the other day it was terrible, and you could actually see it like this. I just hope that with a bad ground that I didn't do any damage to that camera. Harmarsh, don't blame Vivian for you not posting brewery reviews. Admit it. You lost interest. No, Harmarsh, we have had this conversation. I have not lost interest in the brew channel. I have lost interest. YouTube has made it impossible for a true American to give a shit anymore. And Nihap says, don't worry, there's going to be a big breakup when winter hits.
No, we're going to be out sitting on the bikes drinking. We have heaters.
I wonder how hard it would be to get Vivian down here.
I don't give a shit how difficult it would be. I would be up for it. If we had to dismantle her and bring her down here, I'd do it.
Tell Christine I'm going to put it in the living room.
Oh, fuck that.
The hell you
Here's what we do. We cut a hole in the wall, we put a fucking ramp out the backyard.
Good God. Harmarsh went and saw.
Or we move the studio out to the garage.
Well, that works in the summer. It's just, it never worked in the winter because I'd heat the fuck out of that, and 15 minutes in, you could see my breath, and then I started freezing my ass off.
Then we start doing it in my garage because I keep it at 40 degrees. I can go from 0 to 60 in about 5 minutes.
Harmarsh went and saw Venom 2. There will be carnage. Got to the theater. Not only did they ask for my vaccine certificate, but they wanted to see a photo ID. She asked me twice. I told her, I told you I don't have my wallet. It usually sits at home. Well, you can't go in. I told her, okay, fine. I'll hang out in the lobby. My friend said he'd get your wallet. Got back to the theater. Went to show my ID. You're good. Enjoy the movie. Yeah, that's where you.
I'm waiting to go to one of our clients and have one of the shitty line employees come up and go, I need to see your vaccine card. I'm going to tell them I need to see you go fuck off.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting right now. My brother-in-law, Michael, was just over at CVS pharmacy, and the woman at the cashier by the front door said, "You don't have a mask." Mike pointed to a handicapped guy in a wheelchair. Said, "He don't have a mask. How come you didn't say anything to him?" I would have just led with, "Go fuck yourself." I'm sorry. I will not.
There is no mask mandate. There is. You know what? At the end of the day, I go into places all the time. I'm gonna say I'm fairly vulnerable. That if I catch this shit, I'm not gonna be good. Now I have also had both shots, and occasionally I get an itch in my third arm. But
Loco says, "Cut a Twinkie in half. Don't you have a barbecue marinating syringe?" No, I don't. Just inject it with some rum. Ish. I would not waste. I would not waste that.
Amaretto inside of a pastry.
Marsh.
That was really good.
I'm sure I was in the club. Jerkwad. Poco Loco. B6. B6 is a hit. Poco. That's a high score for an IPA, laugh out loud. Yeah, it wasn't a bad IPA. It was drinkable. Poco. The shelves were empty, but I knew that was a good...
Hanging around the house.
Hanging around... Oh, Summer Ale Brew. No. He might even like it.
What's that?
It was the IPA that I reviewed yesterday. It wasn't your typical pineapple bomb kind of stuff, but you're also not an IPA fan, so...
The only one I've really liked that I've drank, and when I say liked, was that Warrior Brewing.
Cobra says B6. Oh, sorry. Poco already got to you on that one. Of course, it doesn't really matter because you only get the points when you sink the ship. McLean. Hey, Captain Clinker.
Kirker. No. No, I see where he's getting with this.
Kirker. I prefer the vertical smile grip myself. See, this is why I don't really care for him much. Therdicius. Every time a cowbell rings, another angel gets its wings. Wow. Zeus. Moving off the grid was a lot of work, but the hard part is done. Yeehaw!
So Zeus is off the grid now? How's he powering himself then? Is he using a...
Hey Zeus, why aren't you making videos on all this?
No shit. Lightning bolts. Yeah. Fucking Zeus, lightning bolts. There.
So, yeah.
Look, yeah.
What was I thinking? Wade. The only foregrip I have is the one on my 12 gauge 870. Reason being, holding the Magpul slide is uncomfortable for my arthritic wrist. I've been looking for a "fuck Joe Biden" ringtone. Someone send a link. Wade, as far as the vaccine safety is concerned, all the drugs in hundreds of lawsuits were all approved for us by the FDA. So how many? 80,000. You might have meant million. Whatever. I bet you 80,000 people didn't vote for that piece of shit. Rich Huff, cheers all. Cheers, Rich. Smile money. They probably deleted my comment. Pfizer does require U.S. workers to be vaccinated, announced beginning of August. Maybe the workers in Botswana are not required. Smile money. Eric, the Pfizer COVID vaccine does not use baby parts. You might be mixing it up with Johnson & Johnson that used fetal cell collected in 1985, reproduced in the lab. Since then, they vaccine development. Oh, and it was 1985. That was a long time ago. No, that is not true. Have you watched the latest, not the Breitbart, the Project Veritas? This was not in 1985. This was now. The guy went and answered the question. The CEO got in his car and drove away. That was not 1985. Trust your body, right? As if COVID-19 is natural. Why do you not trust your body to handle the vaccine? Because my body was designed by God and I'm not having fucking mystery shit injected into me.
Okay, Eric. So, one, I don't believe that this fucking COVID vaccine is entirely natural. I also don't believe that... Oh, yeah. You know what? Do we really want to mix this with the other one, or we want new glasses?
I don't care. Christine does dishes. Just kidding. I have a machine.
Yeah, but it's... So, we can talk about this for a second?
Oh, first we have to give her a score on this.
It tasted like fucking pistachios. And that's what shocked me the most, is when most of the time you drink a beer that's a specialty beer, it's like the blue. It says it's a blueberry lager. That shit tastes like blueberries. Everything else we've tried that says it tastes like blueberries, it tastes like beer with a fucking... It's basically St. Croix fucking blueberry beer. It says blueberry on the frickin' label, but that's all you get. This tasted like pistachios from the get-go. That was pretty good.
Well, they're not lying. Now, here's what I would have liked more. If it had this exact flavor, but had the creaminess of the Castle Danger Cream Ale.
Mm-hmm.
It still had a harshness to it. Pistachio, it has a big time natural pistachio flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, though, for a drinkable beer, I'm still a little disappointed, yet I guess they do say pistachio, bread, and crisp. And it's all of those. I guess I can't fault them for being... Again, though, I wish it had the creaminess, the butteriness of a Castle Danger Cream Ale. If it was...
Once again, there are standards that we judge everything by, and Castle Danger Cream Ale is what you judge all cream ales by.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna go 8.5. I can't squeeze any more than that out of it. And I think Castle Danger's Cream Ale was probably like a 9.5. If they did a pistachio flavor version of their cream ale, that would probably
that's what you could compare this to, though, is then, because the pistachios may be overpowering the creaminess of what this would be.
But it still has that schwankiness at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can pour that and I'll get back
to
it.
Yeah, and then we're going to try this because I saw this as we were picking up that. And this is the Surly New Belgium Culture Collab, which is blended cultured American sour ale with blueberries aged in virgin oak and red wine barrels. So, this is what we're comparing to blue today. Because remember when we tried the Wasatch?
Yeah.
And it was basically blueberry water with beer in it?
Disappointed.
Very disappointing.
Smile Money says shingles vaccine is mRNA vaccine as well, approved in 2017. I've never had it. Smile Money, I would not comment on COVID-19, but you provide information. I wonder, is he right? So I look it up, and then unfortunately my research does not support your claims. I do not even want to think about it anymore, but they keep bringing it up. Then you claim you're supported by world-famous Facebook researcher Caveman Matt. Well, who really needs facts? Brad says, hell yeah, brother. Fuck Joe Biden. Sharky says, Brew Babe rotation is nice day, especially Freckles. Mm-hmm. Smile Money. Damn, the censorship is unbelievable. They deleted comments on all sides of the issue. I'll try again. Smile Money. Oh, the smell of this is a beer that twists your tongue around and wraps it back inside itself.
Yeah, this smells like blueberries.
But it has that serious sour going for it.
But at $13 for one of these as opposed to $15 for a whole 12-pack of blue, this had better be damn good. Because I'm not going to buy a can of this. I'll go buy a 12-pack of blue first.
Especially the fact that a 12-pack of blue is the same price as this one can.
Yes. But look at the fucking box. Look at that. That's actually kind of a cool box.
Smile Money. The needle from the company that starts with a P does not contain baby tissue. That was a stretched tissue on the needle from Johnson & Johnson. I think your first comment actually made it through. Then he says, whoops, check that. The Pfizer company does require U.S. workers to get the poke. So your first one made it through. Then Smile Money says, more than 6.8 6,470,000,000,000 shots given.
6.47 billion shots given. That is the entire population of the globe. Or fairly close. You're probably missing the population of Antarctica and Sentinel Island in that calculation.
Yeah, well, supposedly 20% of the U.S. has not been. Again, Smile Money, I don't give a fuck where you get your information from. If it comes from the government, FDA, ABC, CBS, NBC, it's all bullshit. It's already been... The amount of bullshit...
It isn't about even the safety of the vaccine. It's about personal choice. It's about freedom. It's about understanding what you're putting in your body. And if we're going to say, my body, my choice...
Oh, he does not have an issue with that at all.
Okay.
He does not have an issue with that at all.
No.
He just doubts everything I say when I doubt it. I just know this is going to be a...
It's very sour. I'm going to give it that. Now it's a good beer.
The little dingleberry on the back of my throat went, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think its eyes squinted when it drank it.
What's the alcohol in this?
I don't even know.
Hey, it's got virgin oak in it.
8.8.
I like anything that has some virgin in it. Oh, she's drinking.
Are you an anal virgin?
Sharky, yes. Lock up the shivers. Yeah, there's no more coming off of that until I see you.
Unless we get another bottle of it.
Now Sharky says B7. Oh, Sharky, you're going to know what this is. B7 is another hit. And yet, I didn't say those magic words. Sharky SH, enjoy the gun show with David. Love the Vampire Babe outro. Wow. I never thought I would long for the new 610 days. I don't even know what he means by that. You want a new 610?
He's 8 short of 69.
You know what I don't like about the new 610 is the Clinton hole. Something I want to actually fix about the 629. I don't want the Clinton hole. It has to have a fucking lock on it. So Smith & Wesson was forced to drill a goddamn hole right above the cylinder release, and you can put a key in it and turn it and make it so that the gun can't be fired. So they fucking destroy Smith & Wesson's by putting a Clinton hole in it.
Really? I thought that was the one in the back of your head after you commit suicide.
That's the other one. Salty says, Twinkies are life. Naked.
Well, then fucking these Entenmann's fucking things, the eclairs, mini eclairs, was a higher form of fucking being then.
And then last comment from Salty. Liberals, Big Pharma is evil. Also, liberals, you must take the Big Pharma jab. And we're going to the club. Yesterday, nobody was in the club. This was really fast. Today, the only person in the club is Harmarsh saying, cheers, clubbers. Cheers, Harmarsh. Oh, if I slam this, the universe would slam shut.
Holy shit.
Okay, well, I gotta go upstairs, and Miles is gonna start cooking dinner, and I need to figure out an audio program that I don't know, just so that we can try to have Christine's show tonight, because everybody out there, like StreamYard, Google, all you're cheap bastards. Cheers.